Welcome to Podcast Marketing Secrets, the place for entrepreneurs, coaches, and CEOs who are looking to grow their business with a podcast, become a key person of influence in their industry, and get their ideal clients to come to them, also known as attraction marketing. I'm your host, Al Morentin. My guest today is Swire Ho. Born and raised in Hong Kong, Swire immigrated to Los Angeles in 1996. He's a proud Asian American and is fluent in Cantonese, Mandarin, and English. As a seasoned professional, he possesses exceptional project management skills, a talent for generating creative ideas, and the ability to turn them into reality. Swire excels in business communication and navigating the corporate buying process. Some of his notable accomplishments include receiving the SCORE Award for Small Business Success in 2009 and becoming the Los Angeles Area Chamber of Commerce Ambassador of the Year in 2018. Additionally, Swire was named Online 18 2023 as one of the best promo pros on social media and a subject matter expert on promotional products in over 100 plus podcasts. He's also a lifelong student of strength and is proud SFG1 certified kettlebell instructor from Strong First. Welcome to the show, Swire.
Thank you for the warm introduction, Al.
Awesome. It's super cool that you're a certified kettlebell instructor through SGF1 or SFG1. Because I come from a fitness background. I owned a gym for 28 years. So very, very familiar with that certification.
Great. Yeah. Love to dive into that if you think it's relevant.
Right on. Yeah, I know it's addicting. So yeah, tell us a little bit about your background and what led you up to where you're at now.
Yeah, that's quite of a journey. I started my first business. I was in the entertainment industry. We were doing CD and DVD replication for some of the record labels, film company here in LA. So along the way, when musicians finish the album, they go on tour. They ask, "Do you do merchandise that we could sell on tour, or maybe a gift bag for our red carpet event for movies?" So I somehow dabble into the promotional product and branded merchandise world. And hindsight is always 2020. And in 2013, a competitor locally in the CD DVD replication business wanted to buy us out. So we took them on the opportunity. So now we focus exclusively on promotional products. So here we are.
That's awesome. That's beautiful. Yeah, I'm sort of familiar with that because I lived in Los Angeles and Hollywood most of my life, and I worked like at places like the Roxy and the Whiskey A Go Go back in like the late 80s, early 90s. So I saw all the merch and all this different things they did, and they were really promoters, like promoting their own business that way. That's really awesome. And that's really a good transition into the promotional products for you, right?
Yeah, I think promotional product is fun, and I'm sure that we're going to dive deeper in that. Most people think of promotional product, they use the word swag, which actually stands for stuff we all get. I don't actually use that word because my point of view is you can use promotional product to your own advantage instead of giving it to everyone, which you're targeting to nobody. You can actually use those products with your company's name on it and to create a VIP experience.
Yes, definitely. That's awesome. So let's talk about that. The building like customer retention programs and unique onboarding experience. Delivering the VIP experience, and why that's more important than this. Spraying it all over to the masses with cheap stuff.
Well, think about this. When I talk to a lot of small business professionals, especially, I ask them, who do you want to target, right? So I can help you narrow down your search because there's so many items that, you can buy, right? So they say, I want to be everyone. I'm in the industry. I'm in insurance. I'm in law practice. I'm a coach. So I could basically help everyone. But if you think about that, even the biggest company in the world, they don't target everyone. So as a smaller business professional, you have limited resources. And if you don't focus, if you don't find a niche, then you're really not going anywhere. So if you think of it, if you know as the expert in your niche, whatever that might be. If I mention, for example, in the fitness world, in kettlebell, you think of a person or two that is the expert in kettlebell. When I mention someone that is a really good motivational speaker, then you already have someone in your mind. So how can you, as a brand or a person, to become that expert within your industry?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So, and then, so how does the promotional products tie into that?
Well, when I talk to most company and big or small, they will focus a lot of their lead generation effort. They spend money on social media, they spend money on SEO to get people in the funnel, right? So to speak. But when I ask them, so once people purchase from you, what's your process to make sure that they order from you again? In other words, to retain them. Most company do not spend any money at all on these categories. They will, as soon as they became customer, they forget about them and they move on, hoping to get the next one. But it's always cheaper to retain a customer than to get a new one, especially if you do it right. If you provide them with the right tools or things to say to others, they can actually become your referral magnet. And also, some of them will become your mini ambassador and to speak about your brand even without you paying them.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Yeah, and I could attest to that because I think I mentioned to you before started recording, that I owned a gym for 28 years, and the I was in masterminds and stuff, and I would hear these people that come in, and yeah, I brought in 50 new clients, I brought in 100 new clients this month, and like every month they were bringing in all these clients, and it was like, your place is only like 10,000 square feet. Like you only hold so many. Like you must be losing like almost everybody you bring in, And like I brought in much less every month, but I had a good retention program. So I had less worry and stuff like that because they were always scrambling and so being able to focus on that retention, it actually will uh, increase revenue and save you money in the long run, right?
That's a good point. Obviously, it takes time to build the relationship. It's not. I'm sure that you spend time to know those clients. Each of them are unique. Maybe they want to focus on weight loss. Maybe want to gain some muscle. Whatever that might be, you took the time to understand what they are. And there's actually a pretty simple way and no cost too, for so everyone can do. So whenever your client or customer purchase from you, after you finish your work for them, do a check-in call with them, maybe within 2 weeks, just to ask this question, hope that you receive the product and service. Are there any things that you think we can improve on? And then you want to be paying attention and don't get defensive if they mention that things that they are concerned or even complaints, right? Little complaints. If you could fix that, do that right away. And once you know that they're completely satisfied with what you provide to them, ask them this question: do you happen to know a colleague, family, or a friends that could use our product and services? Would you mind to make us an introduction? That single conversation could land you more referral than you could ever dream of.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's awesome. And that seems like it would be much more effective than the standard that what everybody's told to do, which is like ask for a review or something. But just calling to check in and be sincerely and see if there's anything that we could do to make things better and things like that. And then like we like love you, want other people just like you. Do you know anybody? Blah blah blah. That's awesome. That I could see how that could
Think about it this way, Al. Like, when is the last time a supplier or vendor call you ever nowadays?
yeah,
Chances are you don't get those. Like, you get sales calls, right? Trying to get you through the sales process. But after you purchase, like, how many of them actually call to thank you?
yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. Like literally, like zero, right? Yeah, but yeah, that's true. And then, so, what are some of the um, promotional products that are like good to give out today in 2023, 2024, like that are effective?
I think one of the most overlooked strategy, and I always suggest to client, is the calendar. A calendar is something that we need every year, right? It's coming to 2004. Now it's actually, we're talking in November, a day before Thanksgiving. It's perfect time to give a calendar. What it does is, calendar, and I just received one. My son is going to college. It's actually came from their college. So what they would do, they have 12 different pictures of the colleges. They actually custom printed all the date of the holidays events for the colleges. And then at the end, this is actually a donation request gift. So at the end, if you're thinking of donating to the colleges, here's where you can send a check. Think about that related to different industry. If you have a call to action, if you have a sense of urgency on certain season, you can actually imprint that on the calendar. And then whatever your call to action, it actually be on your prospect or ideal client's wall for 12 months. So if you plan for it, if you execute it properly, then you can go on to be very visible on your ideal audience space for 12 months. So not a lot of gifts will give you that visibility like a calendar. And it's the most overlooked things that people don't give calendars anymore. So that's why you should do that, because people are still using calendar nowadays.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. If I have one, I will put it up
Right?
on the wall because it's easy. It's much easier than like, where's my phone at, and or fire up the computer just to find out what day it is. You could just look over there. Definitely. And doing things that are sort of forgotten that are still essential. That's awesome. That's beautiful. Yeah. Is there anything, any others?
In the fitness world, what is most trending right now, even if it's personal for corporate, if you're young children or older, is pickleball. Pickleball is taking our country by storm. So a lot of requests from corporate and also for people who want to send the client is a custom pickleball racket. So you can actually have a big imprint, right? A pickleball paddle is flat. It's very easy to print stuff on. So that's been one of the most popular gifts that we have been asked for this season.
That's awesome. Yeah, I could see that because pickleball is taken off. I went to a networking meeting at this golf whatever country club kind of place a couple weeks ago, and I've never been there before, and you hear this boom 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 like that, and they said we took out 2 of our tennis courts and put in pickleball courts, and I know a woman, she just flew out to do a film, a little docu-series on these Korean girls that are becoming pro pickleball players, and they're like, that's
well,
crazy.
I think the idea that I wanted to give as example is, think about once you identify your ideal client. So let's assume that in our case, right, sticking with pickleball, they're all hanging out at a country club. So let's say you're a financial advisor or you're high net worth coaches, right? These are your demographics. So what kind of product you could give them and they will be happy to use. So that will be the starting process. And that's why I always ask my client before and guide them through the choosing process. Who are your ideal client? Tell me more about who they are. Where do they hang out? Maybe income level, what is their job title, or how old are they? How do they like to spend the day? So by the client, if they give me all that information, so I can help them filter down the search. So maybe for financial advisors, we will do pickleball racket. Maybe for coaches or maybe for fitness expert, that will be another type of gift. By sharing me more about who your ideal clients are, the better I could help serve you. But a lot of time when I ask this question, people blanked out. Like, I want to target everyone.
Definitely. Yep. And give them a little whatever, a little trinket. Yep. So as far as like going down the promotional products route, do you recommend like having sort of like a series of products that you give out, like when somebody first becomes a client and they've been with you for like 30 or 60 days and maybe on the year anniversary? Do you recommend things like that?
Yeah, I like where we're heading. So I would suggest if you've been in business for a little bit, maybe you have some track record, look at your past years of sales. look at who your top 10 or top 20 clients are, for like the amount of revenue that they bring with you. So these are your VIPs. So you might want to develop maybe different tiers. So your VIPs are the one that you want to hang on to the relation because they give you the most business. For my case, I actually looked at the past 3 to 5 years. So my top 10 clients actually give us 74% of our business in the high 70s. So that means that if I only
That's
keep
huge.
this 10 clients, then we're pretty good already. If we could bring on a few or even a little bit more of new clients, then we'll be pretty okay. So your VIP will be things that really unique, and you want to drive the engagement, drive the retention, to make sure that they're loyal to your company. And then you think about potential referral partners. So for example, in the fitness world, you can go to, let's say, a medical provider, maybe a physical therapist. In the coaching world, business coach can work with a sales coach or other coaches out there. They could refer to each other, so they could also use your branded product. So the goal is for promotional product to work is for someone using your product or carrying your branded item. When someone asks them, who gave you that pen or who gave you that pickleball pedal, they already know what you do, and then they could actually not for long, but at least give a sense of what you do out there. So you're using the cost for the promotional product for them to act as your mini ambassador. Because if people are playing pickleball and their partner is asking, who gave you that racket? And if they can tell you, oh, my financial advisor gave me that. Oh, he's pretty good. He made me some money that year. So that information can spark idea that will get you, potential referral coming in. And for listener who counting the KPI out there, how would you value that pickleball racket compared to the KPI bringing in you for another individual client that you're looking for?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And it's amazing how like something as simple as that, like you wouldn't think like, oh, it's just whatever, but it could actually drive business and be in the long run more effective than doing the spray and play like Facebook ads and things like that are just more and more becoming less effective. Yeah. So it's a good like promotional products are a good tool for possibly bringing in clients, and then also for hugely for retaining clients as well, right? Which is the magic sauce.
Well, even though I'm in promotional product, I'm not saying that social media SEO don't work. What I would
Yeah.
actually suggest is combine the two together, because sometimes I will talk to digital marketing expert. They'll kind of debate me of the effectiveness of things. Like, I'm not trying to do that. You can make it work together. Supposedly you have a following on Instagram, for example. Now is the time, like look on any ads right now, look on any feeds or company that you follow. They're going to have the Black Friday sale. So what if you could decide a call to action and utilize your following on social media and create a sweepstakes? Let's say you only want to spend $500, right? That's it. That's my budget. You can actually use your followers to create a sweepstakes. Buy one thing that is $500, really expensive, very nice, and to create a call to action, maybe to follow you, or maybe to sign your newsletter, or fill out the survey form or just to tag a friend. So whatever that it is, they get a chance not to win. They get a chance to win the $500 gift. I can't tell you how many times that I sign up and give up my email, phone number just to trying to win something that is $10.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, and yeah, that's effective for both social media and for events too. Like in person, I did that effectively for red ribbon cutting
Mm-hmm.
at a client's place where had a little card with 4 spots, and you would follow on Instagram, follow the Facebook page or whatever, and leave a comment on whatever, and leave a review on Google, and then have someone sign off on it. You show it on the phone and have someone and built up that, and then they entered them for a little raffle or whatever. So yeah.
Yeah, just to end it, this people like winning stuff, obviously, and people also love challenges. If you're if you could create certain challenge for your product and services, and have people do a certain things using your product, you not only you can drive user content, so they might be doing the challenge, they have to post every day what they have done. So it could work on coaches, it can work in fitness, or you can work with online company. So whatever people use your product and service, you have user generated content. At the end, when they complete, maybe you give them some type of award, a gift that is branded. So now they're really happy because they have completed the challenge. Now they're wearing the apparel, or they're using a product and be proud. And if people ask them, where did you get that gift that is branded with other logo, they will tell you the whole experience, what they have been through. So think about that as a content strategy. So you have maybe 30 days of developing them to really know your product, and then at the end you give them the reward, and then without their knowledge they're actually becoming your ambassador. That's some way I would suggest. It's a longer cycle. Then you can use your social media reach for actually screen through the people, whoever completed that actually are great people to represent your company as a mini ambassador.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's beautiful, as far as like, you're you're doing the stuff anyways, and you could use that as actually a tool to see who your ambassadors are, or potential ambassadors are. That's awesome. I didn't really think of that last step ever. That's beautiful. So let's see. So as far as like the VIPs that you discover within your business, um, what is the best way to like either recognize or reward them throughout the year, and how often do you think you should do that? In the year's time.
If these are your VIPs, let's say, using my example as a top 10, I actually talk to them constantly. As often as they want to talk to me, I would want to talk to them because they are my top 10. They give me most of our business. So you need to know who the personnel, or if you work at more than one contact, in your top 10, know them really well. Sometimes I know their company's logo, their buying process better than they are. So your job is to help them to solve their pain. Or if you're a service-based business, take away things that they can lean on you to do that. Whatever that they can lean on you and you can do, execute it for them. So to develop the relationships, so that when they call Swire, they know that I could give them all that dump onto us, and then he could solve that problem. So if once you develop that relationship, then you will become a partner instead of another vendor that they have.
That's awesome. Yeah, and yeah, as something that I've lacked, like with the is the reaching out and keeping in contact, because I have that, I'm an introvert kind of a thing, so you get don't like to bother people or whatever, but you forget that they actually do appreciate when you do reach out, and that you're thinking about them, and you're not just trying to sell them something. You're just saying, hey, like you're awesome. We appreciate you being a customer. Let us know if there's anything I can do for you, and all of that. But
yeah, because
that's
when
super awesome.
when we were saying, El, you and I both know that company don't call us anymore after post sale. If you're the one who actually do that, people really appreciate that. Some people might be busy, you might get their voicemail, but for the ones that you can connect and maintain that relationship, so you'll be on their good side. So whatever that is needed from you, you want to be the one that they call first, even if you can't do that, but you want to provide value. So that's why you're keeping them as clients. And then don't forget to ask for referral, or teach them what to look out for you. For example,
Yeah.
a financial advisor that I work with as a client, what he does is, when he signs on a client, he will ask them, if I'm able to provide with the things that you look for, would you be comfortable telling your friends? So he's actually prepping his client when they sign on. If you are able to feel that I'm helping you, you will promise to get me referrals, right? And they kind of have a verbal agreement as they go along. He kindly remind people things like that. So it's actually not a 1 day sprint. It's a long process. Think of it as like a marathon.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, and if you don't let the clients know that, also they might think that you aren't
Maybe if they
taking
think
on new
you
clients.
said like you don't need it.
Yeah, because I had that when I had the retail spot, like where people were like, "Is it okay if we tell our friend about you?" Like,
Of
yeah,
course.
like, but I wasn't asking for referrals. People thought I was just full, whatever. So yeah, that's awesome. And like you mentioned, it's much cheaper to retain, but it's also more cost effective to get a referral, and the referrals are usually better customers
Mhm.
anyways, right?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. For the example for the top 10, I work with a bigger tech company. I My initial contact is an executive assistant, so I help the executive assistant achieve what the bosses want her to do. So
That's
she
awesome.
was happy. I check in with her to make sure that everything is done right, and then I ask that question like, "Do you know anyone else within your company?" So end up at the peak of it, I'm working with 30 of the executive assistant in that company. So people do talk, and you'd be surprised. Sometimes when I built that relationship, when my contacts switched job, some of them actually brought me along with them. So now I'm getting more referral, more company while maintaining the old one. Think of it that way when you are building relationship, when you are giving gifts, right? We are in a season that gift giving right now. So what can that gift bring to you? It's not something that's, have my pen, then have something, right? So what would you like to be remembered by sending a gift? How would that gift say about you? Because a gift is something that represents your brand and your company. So think about that the next time you're thinking about giving a gift.
Right on. Awesome, awesome. And do you also do, because I see your shirt, do you also do like apparel, like the hoodies and caps and polo shirts and stuff?
Yeah, apparel is always good. We love, apparel. People like to be representing. So yeah, we do a lot of apparel work.
What's more popular, like the caps or hoodies or t-shirts?
People like eco-friendly options nowadays. They care about what material it is.
Mhm.
A lot of brand actually care about the manufacturer of the apparel itself. They want to be associated with brand that align with them. Yes, they might cost more because they are made with sustainable options. Because really, the branded apparel, especially if you're wearing them, speaks volume about who you are and what your brand is standing for.
Awesome, awesome. And given that stuff out to your customers could increase the brand loyalty as well, right?
Well, if you do it right, if you're a brand that already have the brand loyalty, having the right branded merchandise can actually increase your revenue. Going to the fitness world, going to the musician world, what got me started was musician wanted to increase their revenue on tour. Because you and I both know that when you buy a t-shirt on tour, it's like $50 right now for a t-shirt. It definitely doesn't cost that much to print a t-shirt. So they actually make most of the money nowadays for musicians are the merch. When you have
Yep.
a fitness brand, right? Fitness influencer, when we see it online, they all have branded merch. When you see a brand, they also have a lot of merch available. So people, do you want to buy merch, but only if the brand align with the value that they have. If you give me a t-shirt of a company that I have no relation with, or maybe I no don't want to, I'm not going to wear it. Maybe a pajama, to be maximum. But for me to wear a branded t-shirt outside, out and about, I want to make sure that I like the brand, I'm connected with them. So think about that. It could actually help you increase your revenue.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I always forget about that because I was in the giveaway mode, but yeah, but yeah, definitely could help out, especially if you have um a brand loyalty built up already. um, and getting that word out. I think it's really good for like if you do have a brick and mortar store too, right? With for the like to just have that out there in the
Mm.
community.
Yeah, for the coaches out there, I have a client who have a coaching mastermind program. It
Hmm.
costs a lot of money to do. It's almost in the low six figure to have an annual membership. So these are VIP with them. So what they have created, they created a pin, they created apparel. So you can only get that pin and apparel when you sign up as a member. So this becomes an exclusive material. When you see politician, when you see someone in the high value, they always have a pin. If you notice, like next time, pay attention to the pin that they have. So they value that pin a lot. So obviously that pin doesn't cost you very expensively to do, but that's the status, right? People like the status. People want to be special. Can you create a program so when you hit maybe a certain level of revenue with you, or maybe they attend a certain class, you can award them with a special color t-shirt, special color hat, for so to speak, or a pin in our client's case. So people like to be special. People like to think that they are VIP. And as a brand, you want to give them that status, if you can.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's awesome, and it's actually motivating me to want to do more for my people. Like it's super cool, but it's a good reminder. Like and like you mentioned earlier, it's not we're trying not to replace anything else. You still try to get clients and the
Mhm.
different streams that you're working with, but remember to pay attention to customer loyalty, retention strategies, and and branding. This period, right?
Because it's a lot easier. They know who you are already, and they are paying customers. So obviously, you have done something right for them to commit their hard-earned dollar spending with you. So maybe what you can also do when you give them that follow-up call is to ask them that question too, if they're willing to share. You have a lot of options out there. I don't care what industry you're in. You have competitors. People have other options. Why do you choose to work with us? And then you want to get your notebooks out and take down notes. If you talk to 10 customers and they both say a certain criteria that you have, then that's it. That's your calling point. Maybe you're unique, maybe you're strong, maybe you're funny, you're a good communicator, whatever that it is. That's your standing point out there, because your clients are saying it more than once because you have that. That's why we chose to work with you.
That's awesome. Yeah. So, and then along with it, it's a good to mention too, like your customer service has to be like super on point, as well, in order to be referable and all that kind of stuff. You can't just give out stuff, and say and expect to get business. You have to actually run a good business, to get the positive feedback, and then the customer service, especially as the dollar, like loses its value a little here and there. Um, it's more important than ever to treat your customers right and make them feel special, as you were saying, like a VIP. So they do stay with you, because it's going to become harder and harder to get and retain clients. As the months move forward for a little bit.
Yeah, there's you know we all have a favorite restaurant. We all go to a gym, for you and I, right? Why do we choose to go there? We have a lot of options, really, even locally, because they have something that we wanted, or they make it feel special. Imagine you go to a restaurant, right, that you always go, they give you maybe extra bread, right? So that makes you feel special. Then you always go back there. For the cost is minimal, but then they make you feel that, oh, you're coming all the time. I'm giving you extra bread or extra something, maybe a candy. Then already that can make you feel special. So think about, get to know who they are. If you really want to think about promotional product, you really have to answer that question: who are my ideal clients? Who are they? What kind of things that they like? So if you can answer all these questions, then promotional product can benefit you. But if you come to me and say, I just wanted to target everyone, yes, I can sell you stuff, right? But then your dollar and not spending it the right way. Just like when you go buy online ads, if you try to target everyone, then your money is going to go out so fast you before you know it.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Yeah, and you always hear about it. The money is in the niche, or you need the niche down, or and choose a target market and all that kind of stuff. But it's so true. It doesn't mean you're not going to get people from other places, but you focus on there and become, like you said, the go-to person, and you're the one known in that field and all that kind of stuff. And branding is huge for that. Let's see, is there anything that we're missing as far as like retention, to turning customers into mini advocates?
I would suggest that everyone listening now, if you haven't already, do look at the last 3 years and look for who give you the most business. Look for the top 10 or 20. So are you still maintaining relationship with them? If you haven't talked to them for a while, you want to reach out. Now it's actually a good chance, or you can make it an excuse, right? To, say happy holidays and things like that, and really to get to know them better. The better your top 10 clients knows about you, maybe you have other services that they could be benefit to. Maybe you could sell them a bigger project next year. So these are something that won't be handed to you, but you as a person, as an entrepreneur, needs to discover. So I would suggest everyone to look at their past sales or client base. Who gave you the most business? Can you answer the question right now?
Right on. Awesome. Yeah. And like most of the audience, that listen to this show, they are, either a coach or a business owner of some sort, usually service based, and there's usually tiers, that the customers go through. So, so it's important for all you guys to, remember like that, to put promotional products into the mix, and that, you could have specific ones for each tier, so people, that aren't available to the public, and you have to be in the program and reach this level, that level, etc. Just like Swire was saying, and it makes them feel special, and it makes them want to actually leap from one, to the next, instead of just being comfortable right here. They want that pin, they want that recognition, along with the knowledge and everything else that's beneficial that you're going to be providing them. But like it's an extra kick in the pants for them, because like Swire was saying, the people want to feel special, and those a lot of times these extra little things are what could get them there, and then they're able to experience the value that the business owner can bring to them by moving to that next level as well. So this is awesome. You have any closing words for us?
No, I think, thank you for the opportunity. So this is not a simple process. Hopefully, I didn't give everyone too much to think of. Maybe you just want to buy a pen, right? But I give you so many questions and so many homework, so to speak, to do. But if you're able to find out and communicate with us who are your ideal clients, then it could save you time, it could save you money, and then it's more effective that way. Because if we are giving a target audience what they want, it will be a lot more effective and engagement than to give everyone the same gift, which might or might not resonate with them.
That's awesome. So people can they go to your website, or how do they get in contact with you to set up a consultation to go through that process?
Thank you, Al. So if you want to talk business, you can go to garudapromo.com to fill a quote form. I also love networking, so you can find me on LinkedIn. Just Google Swire Ho. Or if you really wanted to check me out and see who I'm about, you can actually Google my full name, Swire Ho, hashtag the promo guy, and see something that I've talked about to see if that's relevant to your brand strategy.
Awesome. And I'll be sure to put all the links to that below the episode in the show notes, so people can have easy access to that. Well, thank you for coming on the show, Swire. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Al.
Awesome. And happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.